Welcome back everyone to Yin Yang and Prosper. So today's video will be long because I will be talking about everything that I know about salt cures. So if you want to skip ahead, go down to the description box below and click on the timestamp based off of the topic you are interested in. Before I begin, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, I want to take this moment to thank Dee Dee for watching and suggesting this video about salt cures. Because, I have so many things in my mind and there's so many content that I want to roll out. But because of time restraints, I can't pick and choose which topic to talk about and which topic to record, okay? And so Dee Dee actually gave me the extra push to roll out this video about salt cure. Thank you, Dee Dee. So this video is for you and everyone else who is interested in salt cure. Now let's begin. What is salt cure? The main ingredients for salt cures are salt, metal, and water. So salt is believed to have the ability to absorb and transmute negative energies. And this belief has been practiced thousands and thousands of years ago, and it is still being practiced today to repel bad luck, to hit the devil in the eye, to repel negative energies. And salt is being used today in holy water as well. Metal. Metal is used as a conductor. So there are different types of metal that conducts better than others, but in this situation, we want to keep it simple and use whatever metal coin that you have or whatever metal ring that you have. Water. Water is also used as a conductor, especially in purity water, because we are mixing water with salt, okay? And so the large surface at the top of the vase will have the ability to suck or absorb those negative or challenging or conflicting energies down. And so water also has the ability to help transmute the negative energies or conflicting energies from the salt out into crystallization. So basically, some kind of chemical reaction happens between salt, metal, and water. Materials needed: 1 glass jar, preferably a wide mouth glass jar. But that doesn't mean you have to go out and purchase a glass cup, okay? You can use whatever you have in your own home. I reuse my jelly jam jars, and I also reuse my spaghetti glass jars, okay? Use whatever you have in your home, because this way I don't feel guilty throwing them out, because I am using whatever I use and whatever I have in my own home. But you can go ahead and go out and purchase mason jar, okay? But that is a tad bit expensive, and if you do have the funds and you want to purchase mason jar, you can go ahead and purchase it. But like I said, I like to keep it simple and then use whatever I have in my own home. And so in this situation, okay, these two sizes are a little bit small. And so what I would normally do is I'll use 2 of these salt cure in one room. And then if I do use a bigger spaghetti jar, I would go ahead and just use 1 of this jar in one room, okay? That's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. But for today's example, I'm going to use my glass cup because I don't have room in my cupboard anymore, and I need to get rid of some of these glass cup, and I don't want to go ahead and pack them, but I don't want to go ahead and pack them up and put them away. So I'm going to go ahead and use my glass cup for today's example. Second item that you need is coarse sea salt, okay? You want it coarse sea salt or rock sea salt because you don't want to use table salt, because these table salt will evaporate and melt once the water is poured in. So you don't want to use regular table salt. You don't want to use iodized table salt, okay? What we want is coarse sea salt. You can also use pink Himalayan salt too, but that is too costly, okay? You really don't need to use pink Himalayan salt. I use pink Himalayan salt as a feng shui cure in my other home. So please remember to subscribe to get notification on when that video comes out. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my sea salt into my cup. Ooh, I think that's a bit too much. You want to pour in about a 3/4 way up. Maybe I think that's a bit too much, so I'm going to go and pour a little bit back. A little bit back. Does that look like 3/4 to you? Yeah, there you go. 3/4. That looks 3/4 now. So pour in about 3/4 high. Okay? Because remember, once you pour water in, it's going to all start to melt. But because this is a small, short glass, I don't want it too high up because I don't want water to evaporate a lot, especially during the summertime. But because we're still in winter and I don't think it's going to melt as much. Item number 3, 6 metal coins. Okay, so you can use either 6 metal coins. Okay, I have either 6 pennies or 6 nickels or 6 dimes or whatever currency coin that you have. Okay, honestly, I don't use coin. I only use coin if I needed it as soon as possible, or if I was in a pinch, I will definitely use coin. But because here I am trying to manifest money, and after coins are if I do use coin in this salt cure, I'm gonna have to end up throwing everything out. Okay, and honestly, for me, here I am, like I said, I'm trying to manifest money, and throwing money out doesn't align with how I feel about money. And so I don't use coins. So what I use is I actually go out to the hardware store and purchase washers. Okay, washers, 6 washers, or purchase a bag of washers. Or you can also use I-Ching coins. I-Ching coins. If you want to go ahead and take the extra time and order it online. Okay, I look at price. Okay. I know it is cheaper here in America. It is cheaper to use penny because it does cost 1 penny to use 1 metal coin. These washer cost between 6 to 13 cents for 1 washer. And then these I-Ching coin costs around 4 to 13 cents, depending on, just depending on the size and the amount or the batch that you buy. So these I-Ching coin cost about 4 to 13 cents for 1 coin as well. And so yes, it is cheaper to use US coin, 1 US penny, than to purchase these other items, okay? But because, like I said, I'm trying to manifest money, and just to throw money out like this, to use money and throw them out, it just hurts my feeling. It hurts my feeling. And so I do use washer, and then I do use these I-Ching coins if I have them, okay? All right, so if you do decide to use either coin or I-Ching coins, it does not matter, okay? It does not matter if it faces up or down, okay? It doesn't matter at all. I don't care. I just put them in there. It's the metal element that we want. We just want the metal element, okay? Again, it doesn't matter what year of the coin you use. It doesn't matter whether it faces up or down, okay? It's the metal element that we want. Oh, another thing. They all have to be the same size, and then they all have to be 6. Okay, there has to be 6. 6 has a significant meaning to it, but I'm not going to go ahead and describe that talk about that in this video. I'm just going to go ahead and say follow instruction and just use 6. Okay, there is a meaning behind it. 6 of the same coin, 6 same size. So really, you either use 6 pennies here in the US or 6 nickels here in the US, okay? Don't get 2 nickels and then 2 of the and then four of the washer. You don't need that. Yeah, don't do that. 6 of the same coin or metal washer or metal rings, okay? So here, I'm going to go ahead and use my I-Ching coins because I think these are fun. I want to use these fun coins. So I'm going to go ahead and use these 6 I-Ching coin. So what I usually like to do is I like to make a circle in my cup of salt, because that way the 6 metal element will cover a lot of the surface area. And that's why I purposely put them in circles. And then when you pour water in and it drops down or move, it's okay. You don't need to move them, okay? As long as the metal element covers most of the surface area on top of the salt. That's what you want. So like I said, go ahead. Like I said, it doesn't matter if its face is up or down. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put 6 in here. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's no room for 6. So there you go. If you can see. Oops. There. Can you see it? Uh-oh. So what I'm aiming for is I'm trying to cover as much surface area as possible. And since I can't do 6 all around in one circle, I did 5 and then the 6th one in the center, okay? And then, all right, the last thing you need is water. It doesn't have to be special mineral water, okay? It can just be regular tap water from the sink, okay? Because, like I said, we want the water to have impurities in the water, and that's how they conduct. That's how they will be able to absorb those negative energies and use it as a conductor, because of the impurity water, the salt in the water, okay? It's going to be impurity water anyway. So I keep it simple. I don't go out there and buy water bottle or mineral water and pour it in here. I just use regular tap water. That's my preference. Simple, very cost effective, very simple, you know, it doesn't cost much. I'm all about the less cost that I use, the better it is, because we're going to end up throwing this out anyways. Okay? All right. Once I put water in here, I usually fill it up almost towards the top. I want to leave some space, because once I pick this up and move things around, or you can just add enough, okay? You can just add enough water so that you can pick it up and move it around, or move it where you want to put it at, okay? And then after you place it onto where you want it to be at, you can go ahead and add some more water later, okay? And then the last thing that you need, okay? The last thing that you need is something to protect your counter. So I actually, like I said, I actually like the crystallization. So what I would use is I would use these placemats, okay? These countertop mats. I'll cut them up, and so I'll put it at the bottom like this. And then I'll just place the jar on top like that, because like I said, and so I like the crystallization and like to watch it form. And so when the salt falls off of the glass jar, it'll fall onto the mat instead of onto my counter. Okay, and it also gives me it also gives me like a measurement on how much space to give this glass jar around, you know, if I do decide to hide things in front of it, okay? Or if you don't want to use placemat, other things that you can use is coffee filter. I've used coffee filter like that so that it catches all the extra excess of the salt. If you don't want to use coffee filter, you can go ahead and use paper plate. It does catch this extra salt. Or if you want to be super extra fancy, you can use like a container, like a special pretty container. It doesn't have to be a metal bucket. It can be a vase. I actually put some of my salt cure in a vase as well, like a really pretty vase, or in a bucket like this, or something to catch the excess salt, okay? You can go ahead and put it in like that. What is salt cure used for? It is believed that salt cure can be used for depression, illness, arguments, negative energies, and ghost energies. So far, I've only used salt cure for feng shui conflicting negative energies. I haven't used it for anything else, but I do not recommend relying on salt cure, okay, for depression, illness, and arguments, okay? Please leave that to the professionals. So if you need help in those areas, please seek professional help. But if you are experiencing sleep paralysis or paranormal activity and you want to use salt cure in your space for that reason, please comment below and let me know the results. Let me know if it works, because that is some interesting information, okay? I want to know the result. Does salt cure work for paranormal activities or sleep paralysis, or illnesses and sicknesses? And let me know about that too, okay? Because remember, holy water is made out of concentrated salt and water. So let me know. Comment below. When to dispose salt cure? All right, you guys are not going to like this answer, because there is no timeline on when to dispose salt cure, because it depends. It depends how much crystallizations are formed around the glass jar. And that varies from a week to a couple of weeks to a month to half a year. It could even take a whole full year for enough crystallization to form around the brim. It really just depends on how much negative energy is in that area, how much you properly feng shui your space. And it really just depends on the weather as well. It really just depends. And so I suggest checking on your salt cure on a monthly basis, okay? So every month, pick a date on maybe the first of the month. Check on your salt cure. And then you make the decision, okay, do I want to keep it there still, or do I want to go ahead and switch it out? So if you do decide to keep it there, you may want to add enough water into the jar so that it will last another year, okay? And then if you do decide to go ahead and dispose the salt cure, do it. As for me, I've had my salt cures for a year now, okay? They haven't formed enough crystals for me to change them out. And so I haven't made the decision if I want to switch them out or not, or if I want to keep them. But I think I probably will go ahead and start switching some of them that form a little bit of crystals out. I'm not quite sure. I'm still thinking about that. I will go ahead and add some kind of link or some kind of images that will help you decide when to dispose it, okay? Because, how much is how much? Is it a lot? Is it a little? We don't know. But you can go ahead and dispose your salt cure if it looks something like this, okay? I will go ahead and post it up on the screen on when to look out for. So if it looks something like this, then go ahead and dispose those salt cure. How to dispose salt cure. All right, so this is the tricky bit, okay? So when you try to dispose your salt cure, please remember to use gloves, okay? So let's go ahead and pretend that this is my salt cure, all right? And pretend that there's so much crystallization on top, all right? Because I want to go ahead and dispose it. What you want to do is use gloves. Go ahead and take this jar, okay? What I normally do is I will grab two plastic bags, because I use plastic bags because I don't want water to spill anywhere in my own home, okay? I don't want anything to spill. So I double bag like that. And then what I would do is I use my gloves and I'll grab the jar and then I'll place it in the bag like that. Everything, toss them out, all right? And so what I will do, okay, I'll go ahead and, if I don't have any other jars to remove, I'll go ahead and clean them like this, like doctors, flip them out, throw it in there, grab the bag, like this. And then I'll take it outside, okay? With the water and everything. Everything stays in this bag, all right? And then this container, I can go ahead and clean it later, a little later, because I will get some kind of crystallization crumbs down in the bottom, because that's what they do. Once they form crystals, it'll fall down into this container. I will go ahead and rinse this outside if it's not too cold. It is winter. We do have snow here, but that's what I would do, okay? And then I will take this bag and I'll take it out into the street, or I would actually take it into my car, all right? And I'll drive to the woods, anything that's woody, all right? And then I will use a different glove, right? Where's my different glove? Okay, let's assume this is my different glove. Okay, a new pair of gloves. I will use my new pair of gloves, okay? And I'll use my new pair of gloves and take this jar and pour it out onto the ground of that woody area. Because, we believe, okay, that the wood has natural positive energies. It will automatically transmute negative energy. Why is it that we go outside and when we want to get a refresh, or we want to get the extra boost of energy, what do? We go outside and relax and get that extra boost of energy. So that's what they do. The environment will automatically transmute negative energy, okay? But if you don't, you can go ahead and pour it outside of your property, okay? Do not pour it down your sink. Do not pour it down your toilet, because what you're doing is you don't want those negative energy in your own property, in your own home. So take it outside. I always wait until trash pickup day, okay? And then if I don't have time to take it out to the wood, I will go ahead and pour it down. I usually wait until all the water dries out, and then whatever small tiny bits of water, I usually pour it outside my property, usually in the gutter area between the road and the sidewalk. I'll just pour it out like that. It's just salt and water, a negative energy, but it's salt and water. I'll just pour it out down, and then I'll put it back in the bag like that. And then I put this whole bag, I don't rewash, I don't reuse anything, not the salt, not the coins, no, not the washer. And then I'll put it in the trash bin, okay? What I usually do is I wait until trash day, and I'll pull all my bins out into the street outside of my property, because remember, okay, it's outside of the property, it's out in the public street. And then after I pour the water out, and then I'll go ahead and put this bag into the trash, tie it up nice and neat, and then just put it in the trash day. All right, where to place salt cure. A lot of schools of feng shui recommend placing salt cure in the number 5 and the number 2 areas, but in my schools of feng shui, we mainly focus on the number 5 and the number 7, and sometimes the number 3 and sometimes the number 2. And so on an annual feng shui energy level, place a salt cure jar in the number 5 in the center, the number 7 in the west, maybe the number 3 in the east, and maybe the number 2 in the southwest. It is best to also place a salt cure based off of your permanent feng shui energies, okay? Because remember, you guys, the permanent feng shui energy is the main characteristic energy of the home, office, and space, okay? So basically, the permanent feng shui energy is the DNA of your home, office, and space. And then we have the annual feng shui energy that comes in and change the mood for the year. And of course, you also have the monthly mood that comes in as well. And so this is why I say it is important to know your permanent feng shui energy. And so I will go ahead and place a link down in the description box below if you are interested in getting a feng shui DNA assessment of your home, office, and space. Before I get into the example, there are a few things to take note of. Number one, there is no need to select special dates to put up salt cures and to dispose salt cures. Remember, keep it simple. Do it when it's convenient and do it when it's needed. No need to select special dates. Number two, find a place where the salt cure doesn't get easily disturbed or move or knock over. And also find a place where you can easily add water when the water level is low. Number three, do not place salt cures in cupboards or cabinets or drawers, okay? We want these salt cures out in the open so that it can collect all those challenging and conflicting negative energies in the air. Number four, give enough space around the salt cures, because I know a lot of my clients, they like to hide these jars behind furnitures or vases or picture frames and stuff like that, okay? Give it enough space to where the crystallization will be able to expand and not ruin your furnitures or picture frames or vase or plants, okay? And lastly, try your best to keep these salt cures away from pets and children. I have little children around the house, and you can tell that I have installed floating shelves around my house and throughout my house, and I have placed salt cure jars on those floating shelves to keep it away from children. Now, there are other ways to keep it away from children, like placing it on top of the cupboards in the kitchen, you know, in that open area in the kitchen, or on top of bookcases. But that is might be hard if you have cats in the house. So like I said, I installed a floating shelf all around my house, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the example. Okay, so this is Flying Star Feng Shui energy for 2022. Again, we want to place a jar of salt cure in the number 5 in the center and the number 7 in the west, maybe the number 3 in the east, and maybe the number 2 in the southwest. So let's go ahead and put this chart or this annual feng shui energy into a home. Just like that, okay? So this is not actually my home, by the way. This is actually a floor plan that I got off of Google, just to let you guys know. Okay, so here in this example, here is the number 5 in the center. All right, so since this is a long space or big area, especially if it's combined with the kitchen and the living room, I want to go ahead and place at least 2 jars of salt cures here. So maybe I might want to install a floating shelf here and put one here, and then I'm going to put one over here somewhere. What's that right there? Is that a closet? Maybe a coat? Anyways, I may want to go ahead and install another floating shelf and put it here, put another jar there. Okay, and then the number 7 in the west. So here in the bathroom, we really don't need to place a salt cure in the bathroom, because we are not going to utilize the bathroom throughout the day. Okay, unless if I take long baths every day and I pamper myself every day here, and then since with the electronic, we do tend to sit on this seat for a long time. So okay, fine. I may want to go ahead and add one in this bathroom anyways, if I do utilize this area a lot throughout the day. So maybe here right by the sink. Okay? Number 3, the number 3 in the east. Okay, so this is a storage area. How often are we going to go inside the storage and grab something from there? Or how long are we going to hang out in the storage? Not long. So really, this storage, we really don't need a salt cure jar in the storage. But if I decided, okay, fine, I need an office, I need some privacy to do some of my feng shui work and, consult with my clients, I may want to convert the storage into an office because like it is almost as big as bedroom 2. So okay, fine. Let's go ahead and assume that this is my office now, and I do want to go ahead and put a salt cure in there. So I may put it, I don't know, over here. So when you walk in, that's not the first thing that you see. All right, and then the number 2, the walk-in closet and the laundry room. Really, again, how often am I going to do laundry? How often am I going to go inside this walk-in closet and actually hang out in there? Not often. So really, I'm not going to waste a jar and create one for this area. Okay. So, on an annual feng shui energy level, I will need to make 1, 2, 3, 4 jars of salt cure in my own home. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the permanent feng shui energy. Take that out. Okay, so if I was to take a look at the permanent feng shui energy, there are many levels and there's many characteristic. Okay, again, the permanent feng shui energy is the main characteristic energy of the home. Okay, it's basically the DNA of the home. All right, and there are many levels to look at, many levels of the aspects of life kind of level that relates to health, wealth, and relationships, and body parts and family members. Okay, so refer to your bagua or refer to the bagua, and those are the different levels of aspects of life in the permanent feng shui energy. Okay, so here we're just going to take a look at the permanent energy that relates to money energy. Okay, so again, like I said, if it relates to health and relationship, it will look different than this. But since I want to manifest money, and my goal is money, this is how the money permanent feng shui energy will look like for me in this home. Okay, and so here is my money room, my money room, my money room. This is okay. This is okay. That's okay. Let's go ahead. This one doesn't look good. 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 Okay. All right. So I will need a salt cure in bedroom 2, the living room, the master suite, and the walk-in closet. So, bedroom 2. Like I said, you can really put it anywhere in this room as long as there's one in this room. So you can put it on top of a dresser or a bookshelf, and if there's like a desk here, you might want to go ahead and put it on a desk. But for me, since I have kids, I'm going to go ahead and install a floating shelf, and I like to keep it away from the door so that when you walk in, that's not the first thing you see. So I may want to go ahead and install a floating shelf here and put a salt cure there. Okay, in the living room here, all right, since it's such a big room, I may want to add 2 jars of salt cure. Okay, so for me, I might want to add one here. I might have like a entry table here, and so I might want to add one right here on the entry table. Here, no, there's one right there. There's one right there. Maybe here? No. I don't like it. I don't like to see the sulker as soon as you walk in. So maybe I'll go ahead and install a floating shelf here. Or since this is the fireplace, maybe on top of the fireplace, right? On top of the fireplace, there's that shelf. So maybe right there on top of the fireplace. Okay. And then the master suite. Again, as long as I have at least one salt cure in the master suite, it really doesn't matter where. So like I said, since I have kids and I want to keep it away from sight when you walk into the room, I might add a floating shelf here and just put a salt cure there. And then lastly, the walk-in closet and the laundry room. really. Now there's 2 negative energy in the walk-in closet and the laundry room for this year. Okay? This not so good energy and this maybe not so good energy. Okay, the number 2. So, because of that, I may want to add a salt cure there. Maybe. But like I said, it's a walk-in closet. How often am I going to open that closet, go in there, and hang out in there? Not often. How often am I going to do the laundry? Once a week, maybe for a couple of hours, once a week. So really, I really don't need a salt cure there at all, even if there are 2 not so great energy in that area. Okay, actually, it's actually a great place to have 2 not so great energies, okay? Because it is a closet and we're not going to use it as much. So overall, between the permanent feng shui energy and the annual feng shui energies, I will have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 jars of salt cures. Man, that's a lot of jars. That is a lot of jars of salt cure in my own home. Honestly, I think that is a lot. Especially if I have to switch these out, okay? So if I only rely solely on salt cures and I don't properly feng shui my home, then how often am I going to end up switching them and changing them out? Very often throughout the year. Okay, so this is why I say it is important to properly feng shui your home. Even if, right, even if you properly feng shui your home, you will see crystallization in the salt cure, okay? But with my salt cure, like I said, my salt cure has lasted me 1 whole full year. All of my salt cure have lasted me 1 full year, okay? I've seen those people. I've seen people that has to change out salt cure several weeks or several months, okay? And to where I start questioning, what's wrong with my salt cure? Did I do my salt cure wrong? That's how I thought. That's what I was thinking. Did I do something wrong with my salt cure? Did I not use the right sea salt? No, it's probably because I properly feng shui my space to where those extra negative energy or those extra conflicting energy doesn't get absorbed as much because I did properly feng shui my space. Okay, so that's why my jars have lasted me a year. So imagine having to replace 8 jars every, I don't know, 3 months, every month, or every 6 months, right? That is costly. That is a lot of work and that is costly, especially with these salt cures, right? They absorb the negative energy and transmute them into crystallization. So those crystals have negative energies in them. It's not good to touch those crystals with your bare hands. So it is important to use gloves once you see those crystallization forming, okay? Because they are negative energy. So how often do you want to handle those salt cure on a monthly or semi-annually basis, right? And so, like I said, 8 jars of salt cure on 2 levels of feng shui energy, the permanent feng shui energy and the annual feng shui energy. And for my clients, I have noted down on when to expect those afflicting or those negative energy to fly into the room. So here in this example, right, assuming that the bad energy or bad flying star energy or bad feng shui energy is going to fly into the living room in March. So in my report to all my clients, I would say, hey, for the month of March or before the March began, please check up on your salt care and make sure they are in order. So basically, my clients will have to wait until March or in February and then go check up on these 2 jars of salt cures, okay? They will go ahead and look at them and see if they need to be replaced. If it doesn't look too crusty, they can just go ahead and add water to so that it doesn't dry out and so that it does its work, so that it can transmute those negative energies into crystals. Okay, again, like I said, that's a lot of work, and that's in my report, and that's why my report is 10 pages long, because I do note down when these afflicting energy fly into certain rooms of the space or of the home or of the office, because to me it is important to maneuver around negative energies, and if there are any positive energies, activate it like crazy. Activate it, activate it, activate it like crazy, and bring some good luck, bring some money energy and some wealth energy into our home, into our life. Bring all those nice prosperity energy. It is such a good feeling. It is a lot of work, it's a lot of information in my report, but I do enjoy, I do love finding money energies. I do love finding wealth rooms and money corners. Okay, so yeah, 8 jars of self care for this home on 2 levels: the permanent feng shui energy and the annual feng shui energy. That is it. I hope you all enjoyed this long but detailed video about self-care. Please follow me on social media and share some of your self-care photos, and share how beautiful it transmutes those negative energies. Okay, I think those crystallization are beautiful and memorizing. So please do follow and share some of your photos. Until next time, I wish you all a yin yang and prosperity. Take care. Bye.